We're in Cheadle Hume today because this house needs underpinning. It has had some piled underpinning from us before. It's had 14 piles in total, 12 of which were non-underpinning, just your traditional mini piling into this footing that, as you can see, is concreted now and finished, ready for the extension. But moving on from the outside of the house, there is some underpinning required, namely 2 underpins required inside the house. And the tricky situation that we find ourselves in at the moment is one still needs breaking out, and underneath there's a huge void under the house, which is making it very tricky. Access is precisely 400 mil, and that's pretty much the size of our cages. There's not a lot of room for manoeuvrability in there. We need to figure out how to make a box for the concrete, drive the piles, and then fill that box, acting as shuttering, fill that with concrete. Concrete is booked with Rhino concrete this afternoon. It's not going to be easy. And as you can see, as we speak, they're pumping out the water in that void because it's ridiculous. It probably goes as deep as 450 mil. It's not workable conditions under there, so they're pumping it out. And then once they can get in there without being soaked, it's going to be an interesting one. Stick around to see how we tackle this, because at the moment I don't even know how this is going to go, and neither do they. They're the experts. So yeah, come with us on this marvellous journey.
Should be a bit of steel in, concrete it, and then you can put a steel joist. That's pretty much it.
What, up to there?
Yeah, steel joist will go up here, and same over there, just to hold all this up.
And then piled underpin is essentially to support that.
Not really an underpin, I don't think.
It's not really much of an underpin, is it?
No.
Come back tomorrow, not piling, yeah?
I haven't got to the wet bit yet. Just bouncing. Yeah. Keep going.
So, yeah, it's not going great.
Am I still rolling? I'm still rolling!
Can't help me, Keenan. It's not paid for this.
Perfectly safe. Perfectly safe, right, Chris? What, they're steaming up?
Yeah.
If it's any consolation, you look really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's got to be a silver lining in everything, hasn't there?
Not really an underpin, I don't think.
This needs basically lobbing off, does it? And then you get your 2 piles in,
Yeah.
lengthways.
Pile in here, pile in there, steel across.
Put the chisel straight.
One.
When it starts pumping.
Effort.
Give it a I haven't got to the wet bit yet.
Yeah, come back tomorrow and not piling, yeah?
Nickel plated and everything. We're gonna start bringing 2 patches.
Just bouncing.
Yeah. Keep going. Maybe it goes fucking past it.
I don't do this often. And what's your trip over that old?
that camera on?
It is, yeah. So, yeah, it's not going great. Not at all. We've had to pull pile out with the mole, first pile, because it's just bouncing. It's bouncing on something that's too hard for the starter pile and the mole to break through, despite our first thoughts of just being able to, if we can knock one pile in, then we can knock the second one in. The difference in ground conditions shouldn't be too drastic there, but we're not even getting the first pile in. So we spoke to the homeowner, who's also the builder, and suggested that we get some specialists in with diamond cutters to then sort of plumb a pathway for the pile to be slotted in then, and then drive it to a set, and obviously add as many followers as is necessary. The biggest issue at the moment is really working conditions for the lads, because it's just filling up with water. We've used the water pump twice on this one, it's filled back up. We've used it once on that one, and it's again just sort of filled back up. It's all just running off from the footing. With the water there, you can't really see what the conditions of the ground you're about to pile into are. So yeah, having a real mare with it at the moment. I guess time will tell if any of this has been worth the time.
£700mm. You got 100mm then, past that to the edge of that floor job.
Cheadle for
One in Cheadle with the underpinning pits. We've tried the first pile and the one nail broke out. It went in 300mm and it's something solid just bouncing, couldn't get it to grip. We've moved on to the other one, we broke that one out, and that one, the footing comes out 700mm. We broke the overspill out and it's 700mm out from the actual blockwork, the original footing. Block and beam floor again, where it's not been took out. It is substantial, yeah, it's substantial footing. Well, it's whatever the house is built on, so I don't know, and I don't really want to go breaking into it because it's holding all the block and beam floors up. So you can't really go damaging it, and I don't know if it's got steel in or not. But you ain't getting two piles in these holes, not a chance. Not unless you get someone to come and set more of the block and beam up and do a longer beam. I can't get close enough to get two piles in. Diamond core drill it so we get the first pile as close to the building or where it needs to be, and the last pile at the back of where the overspill was. There's no room at all to go through both sides. There's walls and pipes and stuff everywhere. I mean, this is probably the best way of doing it, but the easiest way would be to core drill nearer to where it's got to be, and then put the furthest one a bit further back where we probably can get a pile in on the limit. But I don't want to go smashing the footing because it's holding all the walls up for the block and beam floors, and there's acro props everywhere. We've basically hit something hard at the edge of the footing and it wouldn't go in, and then it's kicked off, so we've had to pull it out, because if we'd have left it running it'd have kicked off like a raker and we wouldn't have got the second pile in, and even then the hole, they're going to be on top of each other, the two piles, they're going to be pretty much bang up right behind each other. Just basically box it off, bring the concrete up a bit higher and just stanchion off that, because the house is stood on it anyway, isn't it? Whoa. Yeah, because he could put it like we were going to do on that other job, he could put his post on. Yeah. Right, I'll go and find him, I'll phone you and I'll get him to speak to you direct.
So it was meant to be going side to side. Changed it to longer Cheadle because of the fact that they can't excavate.
Gone for cantilever.
Gone for cantilever instead. 2 shepherd's hooks, 2 elbow. There you go. Ironically, there's not enough space for 2 piles for your cantilever, and also the overall void is too big for facilitating concrete, because it'll just keep going and going forevermore, won't it? But there's no space. We haven't got the room to shutter it properly either, because it's 400mm. I'm sure it can be done, but it's going to take a while, and also we need to plan for this sort of thing. All good content, good or bad.
Right, remember it's going to try and go that way, so put your weight like a skateboarder, yeah?
It's one thing doing it out of a starter, but doing it out of 10 metres of 10 metres of, ooh. Even flow.
Beautiful.
We're not sticking around. There's nothing we can do. We can't pile this in its current condition, at the very least. Packing up. We're going to give the builder some time to figure out with his engineer what the next course of action is. He's got a few options. Piled underpinning really isn't one of them at the very moment. More on this another time.
So originally we was going to do some needle piling, which is where we put a pile either side of where the new steel beam is going in, put a cage across and we concrete it. However, we encountered a big amount of concrete in both locations. We decided that we would go for a knuckle pile, which is where we come from one side, put 2 piles in and create sort of like a cantilever. So anyone that's familiar with building, which I presume most of you are, it's like an acro prop and a strong boy. And your acro prop are your piles and your strong boy is your steelwork, and that's how we were going from the one side. However, when we tried this, once again, the concrete was that substantial, it would have took days to break it out. So the guys in the office, I got the phone call, I must have been covering it at the time, and they're like, it's got to take quite a few days to get this concrete out, just to get these needles in. Maybe we should ask the client to get someone to core drill the pile positions out and then do it. I've had a think about it. I've gone back to the client and I've said, essentially, you're putting these new steel posts on, which aren't that heavily loaded, I'm going to presume, without looking at the couch. You'll have to double check this. And you're taking all this concrete out that's very deep and very significant. Why? What you've got there is potentially substantial enough to hold up the new post that's going in. So I advised him to get his building control out to have a look and to get his structural engineer out to have a look, because essentially we was going to take something good out, charge him to take something good out, to put something new in that we would also charge him for. So we're going to get charged twice. And in my opinion, never seen it, but on my opinion, based on my experience and from what I've been told, I felt like what was already in was significant enough. So the client went away, he got his engineer out, he got building control out, and everyone was in agreement that what was there was substantial enough to hold up the new steel post that was going in. So although technically we lost the work of doing the internals, it doesn't help us to be there doing work that really we don't need to do. It's dishonest to start with, and it will cost the client money that they don't need to spend. So yeah, that's how that one ended. So you will see that there may be some footage of us doing some work on the internals, but ultimately it never got done by us because it wasn't needed. However, until we did the works we needed to, opening it up, finding out to what extent the concrete was, the building control and structural engineer could have never come in and made that decision because they couldn't see what was down there. So that's how this one ended.
So unfortunately we're going to have to call Project Ramillies a failure, but not a total failure because we actually got to save someone some money and save ourselves some piling operatives that can be doing other jobs, because we're very busy, especially in the homeowner extension department. We'll be back on some bigger commercial jobs later this year, so we're just trying to file out as many like smaller jobs as we can. Kanan is desperate to get you some content for this week's episode that goes right, so we're going to put you with, so he's going to go visit Chris and Phil, who are veteran piling operators, and see if they can smash out another homeowner extension in less than a day. See how they get on.
Good morning. It is Thursday today, and we are going to Project Heath Crescent in Davenport. It is another house extension that needs piled foundations. They're also needing pre-augering, 2.5 metres. I'm assuming because of clay. I actually don't know the reason yet. We will find out when we get there. It's a Chris and Phil job. The interesting thing about this one, they predict that they can get this 2-day job done in one. So let's find out if they can or not. Let's go over there. There we go. I can see a Rhino piling van. Must be in the right spot. And a nice little park there too. I know where I'm going for my lunch. There we go. Let's go take a look. Come on, lad, you okay? I'm just with them, pilers. I'm just going to squeeze past you there, mate. Nice one. Thank you. Morning.
Yeah, you bring me your coffee as well?
I know you.
Hey?
You bring me your coffee as well?
I gave you your coffee. All right, okay. Is that gasworks down there?
There's a drain. Main drain now.
It's a main drain down, and then it connects all of the houses, I'd imagine, yeah. Probably need to pre-auger to about 2.5 metres, I reckon.
Dig that pocket out and put the flight in.
Okay.
Get the flight in and then same with that one on the middle.
All right, so 7 piles, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
150s? Yeah, I've looked at the drawings. You're thinking, what kind of magic trick is this? That scaffold's in his way, I think. Yeah, there you go. Project Heath Crescent. Meant to be a 2-dayer, but Chris and Phil reckon they can do it in one. I'd be excited to see if that's the case. It looks pretty straightforward. Pre-augering's going to be the only thing that could maybe slow them down, really. Apart from that, knocking piles in. You've seen plenty of piling on the channel already if you've been sticking around with us this far. And if you're new, this is just a run-of-the-mill pre-auger, slip sleeve, knock piles in job. The reasons for pre-augering is usually clay, trees, or drainage, or all of the above, or 2 of the 3. So no doubt looking at this one, definitely clay present, and it looks like they're having to, as you will have seen in the previous shot, there's a drain that goes, it's about 2 metres down, and I've got a pre-auger just past that so that they can then knock piles in. I don't think they'll be knocking piles anywhere close to it, to be honest. I have complete faith in these two to have this job done in a day, but it doesn't always go the way you want it. We'll see, won't we? Perfectly safe, right, Chris? The plan is we're going to pre-auger to this one, and this one, because of the proximity to that main, that main drainage. Height 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't need augering, because that's not where the problem is. The problem's over here. But they've just achieved a set, more than a set, on that first pile. They're just seeing if they could knock it down again, overdriving it slightly to get it to the level to save time when it comes putting them all down. It can save you about half an hour sometimes. Just overdriving them, essentially, which is never a bad thing. Well, it's like a cruise missile. Careful now.
There we go. Beauty. That's why they haven't pre-ordered these first, because they don't need to. It's just these three. 1, 2, and 3. You look like Donnie Brasco with that cigarette in your mouth. Me and Phil swapped jobs. The sound of silence. Oh, no, when did you do that? I turned around and you got it in. There you go. Did it fit him? Oh, he's a surgeon with it. This reminds me of when we were doing screw piling. There you go. Bit more? Yeah. Oh. Twist and shout. Oh, it crushes the stone. Ah, right, and then it frees it up. I'm confident with a Grundomat now after Monday, Bletchley. Watch this week's, watch tomorrow's episode. You'll see what I mean.
Oh, stabbing. I didn't say properly out. You just said numbers out, mate. It sounded right. Take it off.
You took your shit down it.
No, I'm trying not to.
These 3 holes now. They're done then, ain't they?
Too old for this climbing out one. I'm getting too old for this climbing out one. Meaning just hide it up to the centre of that hole, roughly.
Yeah.
3. You're going down the centre there, aren't you?
Accurate there with the fingers there.
Out there.
Accuracy. So your leg?
My leg there is where the next pile's going.
This one's probably a little bit further this way than it needs to be, but yeah, something like that. 20 to 50.
Go on. Down.
That's made it worse. Yeah,
There.
that'll do it. Come forward a bit on your arm a little bit. A bit more. Yeah. What? You're just keeping us on our toes, yeah? Oh, it's like a wind chime. Might take a few goes, this. Yeah.
that anyway.
You've got about 100 mil.
Bring it all bar. That's that green.
I'll set it down here, I'll take it off.
Yeah.
There it is.
What are you doing with that?
Take the top pin out.
Fucking piling out.
Getting that way.
Him and Harry are the next pilers now.
Harry,
Yeah. Concrete one. Jack of all trades, yeah.
master of none at all. Oh, cheers, mate.
Fucking heads here.
There's a pin in the other back. There's no pin on the other side. Ah, right. That's why there's two.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, done. Make no mistake, I have no idea what I'm doing. Steaming up. If it's any consolation, you look really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's got to be a silver lining in everything, hasn't there? Open your bags like that. How am I supposed to pour it in now that it's pissing everywhere?
Not that, you just dropped off 4 stones.
Oh! Oh!
What's the way?
Nothing? Am I still rolling? I'm still rolling! I'm gonna film from afar for this one.
Oh, is that a danger money? Get out me, Caden. Not paid for this.
Car's teetering off the edge of a bridge.
Are you happy now?
No.
Pulling yous all off site, it's not safe.
Go on, Chris. Go on, McGovern.
Fucking way.
He shit himself, jumped out. He just stood there, looked out there. When I first started here, it's just going. Right. Also, they can drive up. Made ram, didn't we? Yeah. Out some fucking. That bodes well. Wait, Phil, get on this track.
Piles and ring beam, cut piles down, build an expected beam, and it was 11:30, wasn't it? A 2-day predicted job, done in a day. In fact, done in less than a day. It's currently 12 minutes past 1. I think they've just finished cleaning up the concrete, stone and sand outside that might have spilled off. Another piled foundation, ticked off. on to the next one. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a nice and easy one because the pile depth was so shallow. They only went less than 2 meters. So again, they were doing the Rhino staple of if they're setting at like 1 meter or 1.5 meters, they just overdrive them to the point where they're perfectly level. They're experienced enough now. I mean, they've both been piling for nearly 20 years, and they're both in their 30s. So there you go. That says it all, really.
Very efficient.
Very efficient. Yeah. Very good workflow. So they are like naturally going to do that job very quickly. The pile depths helped them out massively. It was a bit touch and go with that digger at points. That made me nervous because of all of the materials that the builders had brought in, because they were in tandem working in the house. They were doing it the inside of the house while we were working outside on the foundations for that extension. So just not enough space, but it was a bit dodgy. Also that main drain, so that drain ran for the length of those houses and was responsible for all of those houses having correct drainage.
There was a lot of tension there.
Yeah, well, yeah, a lot was riding on that, because even if the mold's not directly on top of that drain, if it's close enough, it could shatter it. You never know. You just don't want to damage something like that. That is quite literally a mess you don't want to have to clean up. But yeah, again, another successful week at Rhino, another very busy week at Rhino. Let us know what you guys want to see, though, of course. Do you want to see more concrete content? Do you want to see more Kevin and Harry? I don't know why you wouldn't. It's just pure entertainment. We do have that coming up, yes.
Next week.
Of course, we are subject to the jobs that we take on. But let us know what you want to see more of. Do you like the montages? Do you like the more technical stuff? Do you like us here in the studio explaining the jobs? Let us know what you think. If it's good, if it's bad, whatever it is, it's constructive, and we will take that on board. So let us know. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, do it. It costs nothing, and if you get the bell turned on, the only notification you'll get is for whenever we put a short out to promote the video on Friday. So we're not going to blow your phone up, but it's worth doing if you like this sort of content. You never know, next week's episode might be our best yet, and it might be the best thing you've ever seen, and you'll never know it happened. On that note, peace out.